Are you ready? I was born ready.
Obviously, you're a little, aggravated by the line of questioning regarding Canelo.
I don't want to touch this, dirty, so bad, I don't want to touch his name.
I'm working on feeling the art of humbleness. Hey, you beating me, that's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss him. But sometimes I feel like a bitch. I don't want that person to come out, because when he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just, I hate that I'm scared.
It would be awesome to, being a great war, maybe with a Mexican. I have to put the joke.
No. Hey,
thank you.
Perfect for play, man. I appreciate
Good
you.
timing.
Can't put predictions, man, but I definitely don't want to leave it to the judges.
No hay más que esperar, ladies and gentlemen. If you were waiting for the Three Locos Amigos, yes, sir. That is us. ¡Huepa! Así con esta ronquera, no me iba a perder este día de hablar en boxeo. Somos Long Live Boxing en vivo podcast. Como siempre, Manny Marrero,
Sean el Gringo Hicksa,
Hopper.
We're going to break it down like it is, like it should be, EnVivo style. We have had so many great weekends with actions. We've been dying to come in and break it down, and here we are, boys. We're excited to be back. Shout out to the HCP there on the other side. Appreciate you guys inviting us. We love you guys. We appreciate their fans and everything they do. Hey, it's great talk. Anything talk about boxing, it has to be great, and that's what we're about to do.
Absolutely, man. Man, it's great to be back. It's only been 4 weeks, but who's counting? Back in boxing. The last time that I was with my bros, man, we were debating on how it was going to come out between everybody's favorite Charlo, Jermell Charlo versus Castano, and that surpassed expectations. Oh, shit!
Wow. Undisputed 154 pounds.
Man, hold up. But here we are again talking about another undisputed fight. It's the Undisputed Era. Welcome to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. But was this fight as exciting? No, I'm not going to even go around the room and ask about that one. The answer is no if you're wondering at home.
Really?
It was not as exciting.
Come on, Sean. Give
it. It was historical, obviously. Okay. But as far as enjoyable, thrilling,
don't say boring. There's a lot of people who get really
want the box
on that one. I guess I'm in the minority. I enjoyed it.
Okay, so someone clearly had money on Hopper.
I loved it. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Loved it.
A lot of money on it. Okay, Hopper.
No, it's not even taking the money aspects into the account, which, I did win some money, but...
that's why.
Okay. Wagering always goes above everything. Which fight are you talking about, though? Because we might not even be talking about the same fight.
No, we're talking about the same fight. We're talking about Kambosos, undisputed at 135 versus Devin the Dream Haney.
Fight for a while, and for me, it was a disappointment.
Yeah,
fight. But yeah, I enjoyed it, guys. I guess I don't have to disagree with you guys.
Bring it then. Let's hear what you have to say.
Because I enjoyed the pure the boxing ability. I rewatched the fight maybe I want to say 3 times, so I've seen it maybe 4 times total, and. Just Devin Haney's control. I guess it's boring if you were rooting for Kambosos. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it like that. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the sweet science of it. I enjoyed the jab. It was a beautiful performance. That's how you win fights. Control the distance. Jab. I tell my son all the time. He's in boxing training. I go, Mijo, perfect your jab. If you got a jab, guys aren't going to get close to you. They're not going to get on the inside. And that's what Kambosos couldn't do. He couldn't get on there. Anytime he got close, eat a jab, eat another jab, and then sprinkle a right cross every now and then. And then if you go back and watch the fight, I know what's on your mind, guys. I know why you guys keep saying it's boring, because you keep probably thinking that, the clinching, the hugging, or so what. A lot of that was initiated by Kambosos because he was missing. He was catching air. And while he was missing, well, of course, he would throw himself onto Devin Haney, and Haney would smartly wrap him up. But if you go back and look at it, a lot of those clinches were initiated by Kambosos, and Devin Haney just put on a masterclass performance, boxed his socks off with the jab, sprinkled the right, and he a lot of people want to knock him over his chin. He took some shots and took them well. So it was just a complete dominating performance. I mean, it took him 2 rounds to figure out Kambosos. By the halfway through the second round or third round, it was over. He found his rhythm, and Kambosos did nothing to change his game plan up. And it was great performance by Devin Haney.
No, definitely. You know, I don't want to take away, like I said, it was a historical performance. He actually had so much against him. Shout out to him. I mean, the 23-year-old man really stepped up. I mean, he didn't even have his cut man with him. His
dad, last minute. Okay.
Yeah, so it's crazy that he had to deal with all that, but he overcame it. And shout out to him. I was just saying, as far as like aesthetically pleasing in comparison,
the casuals maybe.
No. Compared to the other undisputed, I'm just saying compared to the fight between Charlo Castaño too. No, thank you. I'd rather watch that fight over again. Speaking of which, since we said that, let's go segue right to it. You're gonna watch. If there is a rematch, which there is a contract to be one, do you want to see it? Do you think they need one?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's just. I think in the back of his mind, he was doing an Anthony Joshua halfway through. He was like, "Oh, I got a rematch. I can't get this guy. I mean, I'm gonna try to do the best thing I can do." And I got to tell you, you know, you're absolutely right. Devin Haney did what he had to do to win. Nothing spectacular, just sticking to the basic fundamentals in boxing, in where you're utilizing the jab. And, you know, another great point, Hopper, he was missing a lot of punches. Kambosos had nothing going on for himself. So listen, I wanted this fight, and I liked the idea of this fight because it's Australia, something different, okay? You have the local. You're in your backyard, all right? You got the fans, the attention. You have everything. Was that too much spotlight? Because he was everywhere. Was that too much spotlight for him? But also Haney has some issues coming up too as well.
Yeah.
But he actually focused, and I think he had, he knew he could get him in the late rounds. My problem and my concern is, and I keep telling this to everyone, it was not, for me, it was not a spectacular win from Haney. I mean, he won it. He masterclass, how you guys would call it. Saludo, primo. Yeah, you're right. You're a big fan of him too. I know that. But you know what? He knew he had him in the 10th, 11th, and 12th round. He couldn't pop him. He got a couple of shots, but it didn't really do anything to Haney. And Haney just didn't take any risk. As an undisputed champion, as someone that's been criticized, I want you to take some risks. I want you to control the fight, but also let's see what you have behind you. And for me right now, that rematch, there's no way, and I'm glad that the judges kept it the way it is. I'm glad the judges got it right. Fuck, I was like, man, I hope they don't mess things up. But honestly, watching a rematch, it's just watching, for me, watching the fight again, streaming it again and seeing what, you know, and kind of analyze it again if I'm going to see the second one. So it makes no sense. There's other stuff out there.
And honestly, I thought the judges kind of had it a little too close. 116, 112 twice, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I thought I struggled to give Kambosos 3 rounds, even, you know, 2, because
I thought I had him 5, but maybe a little bit
5 rounds. That's
too much whiskey. Then I watched it the next day. 3 rounds.
I struggled to give him 3 rounds through the whole fight because, like I said, from the second half, the second 2.5 rounds, the third round, midway of the third round on, it was just all Haney. It was just, he took over. And what was impressive was his footwork. When he escapes to the right, opposite of Kambosos' counter right hand. That's not a lot of people can do that. And then the nuances that Devin Haney displays, his high IQ, his ring IQ, his mind is very his mind is very cerebral. Like once he downloads you, once he figures you out, it's over. You better do something. You better eat the jab while you come in and make it a brawl, because
it's all about the jab and the defense.
Once he figures your rhythm out, you're gonna be eating jabs all night.
Yeah, definitely. What I'll say, just kind of closing before we go, because we had a lot of topics we want to get to, is that, again, credit to Devin Haney and his team. He stepped up. You know, I don't want a rematch, but a contract is a contract. I mean, could there be anything different? You know, it is boxing. You never know, but highly unlikely, kind of to my point, in my brother Manny's point. But, you know, a lot of people are kind of throwing out there, oh, well, you know, he should fight Tank or Ryan Garcia. Those aren't realistic fights, man.
They're not going to happen.
They're not going to happen. So, like, if that's not going to happen, Lomachenko's not going to happen. Then, honestly,
I mean, based on skills, he's got some skills now. He's got some skills. But if we sit down here and do a show about taking right now the top 4 best fighters right now in the division, skill-wise
or accomplishments?
Skill-wise, he's not the top 2 at least.
Who?
Haney.
Yeah, he is.
Skill-wise,
he's not. I mean, you probably
have
tougher.
It's hard to. Why is he not top 2? He's number 1 right now.
I know, because he's got the belts, but can he outshine and beat clearly someone like Isaac Cruz, or can he do that to Lomachenko?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lomachenko?
Right? Can he beat
even
Ryan Garcia? Those are great fights, and I get it. I'm bringing in, I'm going in a rabbit hole here, which is fine. But I want to see now, if Devin Haney is the undisputed champion, I want to see him fight champions. I don't want to see him fight, number 1. I want to see the top, the supposedly kings of that division.
There are no other champions to fight. He has.
He's undisputed.
He's undisputed now.
I understand, but
the other elite contenders, okay, that's fair. But here,
I don't want to see him fight, a no-name top 10 or someone like that.
Contractually, from what the reports say, he's obligated to give Kambosos a rematch. But after that, he's obligated to fight Lomachenko. That's per a lot of the reports. If you believe what the reports said to be true, that's what is in his contract. That's what it took for him to get this fight. So Top Rank has him in the vice right now. But here we go. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I teased it in my Facebook post the other day. There's a wild prediction. If and when Devin Haney fights Lomachenko, Devin Haney will beat Lomachenko. You heard it here first. Lo escucharon aquí. Y lo digo en español para que lo entienda la raza. Si llega la pelea de Devin Haney contra Lomachenko, Devin Haney le gana a Lomachenko.
Are you going to start clipping this to bring it back?
LongLiveBoxing.
Woo! There's a lot to process.
Está bueno soñar. Es bueno soñar.
I'm not.
Ya veremos.
I'm against that, but
I'll put Devin Haney's brain.
We're gonna have to watch it together.
Right there with Lomachenko's.
We're gonna
have
to watch it together.
He's more athletic. He's probably got the same hand speed as Lomachenko. Probably a longer reach.
Brother. And one thing I can say, I don't think Haney's going to be one of those champions who are, who are going to live the fame right now and are going to get stuck to the fame. I think he's going to get better. I think he's really going to commit to being able to defend those belts and prove everyone wrong. And I get it. You don't have to be proving yourself all the time, but he feels he's got to do that. And he does it in a humble way. He's got a great story. I'm not taking anything away from that. I want to see them fight each other. I want to see him fight Loma. Beats Loma, great. I want to see him fight Tank. Ryan Garcia, I want to see
separate conversation, bro. That's a whole separate. That those fights are very hard. It's like basically different leagues. Everybody has their own league. You got the PBC League, the Golden Boy League, the Top Rank League, and it's like taking an NBA team, in a competitive tournament against somebody from Europe. It's hard to do.
I got it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like the business of boxing, but
it sucks.
I mean, it is what it is. So
it's basically, you have different leagues. They're just what it is.
And people are taking care of themselves. They keep the money in house so they can get all the money. So absolutely. We definitely want to shout out to everybody listening and watching in and checking this out on the YouTube Live and Facebook Live, and also the audio version of the podcast. Appreciate you. Much love. Danny PR78. Hello, fellas. That was a masterclass performance by Haney. Definitely, we agree. Bring on Loma or Shakur. Damn, brother, you were really. I see you, brother. What up, Nando Llamas? Saludos, brother. Yep. Also, Haney has a better resume than Loma. Okay. All right, brother.
Nando.
Can't quote Loma's resume and not acknowledge those 2 losses.
Fire.
Man, he's bringing it, brother. He's bringing it. Manuel Robles, what do y'all think about the ESPN pound for pound list? I try not to, sir.
I have my own, which, by the way,
it's one of those you just keep scrolling. You're like, what?
I know. and then you got to have a list of you have to have a glossary to see what are exactly your.
But it's all right though, because
you measure
I've seen some
them.
Crazier pound for pound lists.
Yeah, definitely.
It's changing, but we'll have it soon. We'll
Yeah,
break
we're
it
gonna have
down, I
a
guess.
pound for pound list special. So Manuel Robles, definitely be looking out for that.
Oh, look at that.
It's gonna be great, and it's gonna be full of disappointments, highs and lows, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Haney is undefeated and undisputed. Loma was barely one, never the other.
Oh man,
Ay, ay, ay.
man,
Wow, Nando's on
Así o
top.
más claro.
undisputed.
Miren, Nando, dándole duro, Nanda.
Well, that's the thing, man. 'Cause that's the beauty of being undisputed. I mean, the only belt that Haney doesn't have is what the IBO. I mean, he's got them all, man.
But that's not part of
That
it.
I mean,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, I know. Let's not
what?
disrespect the
He's
IBO.
undisputed.
Let's not go there. I think
All right,
we've
so-
got a lot of other stuff to talk about.
So, talking about the potential of undisputed and a fantastic fight, we have Stephen Fulton versus Roman, and Masvidal is going to be fighting pretty soon on the undercard of Bam Rodriguez versus the Rat King, Sarang Safai. So, man, talk about that undisputed era just keeps on bringing gold nuggets of boxing. So, what do you guys think of Stephen Fulton, man? I know that we were heartbroken, pun intended, with his fight versus Brandon, the Heartbreaker. You know, as far as that fight, yeah, but what did you think this time, though? Stephen Fulton, he brought it.
Hey,
I think he did. Oh, me or Hopper? I don't know.
No, go ahead, Manny.
Hey, brother. Yeah, you got it.
Well, I think Stephen Fulton did impress a lot of people. Did a lot better than I thought. To be honest, and not to take anything away from Daniel Roman. Daniel Roman was he gave a lot of trouble to Akhmad Aliyev at one point, and so
that's true.
Just for that, it was a great matchup, a great opportunity to for Roman to really kind of come back and become a world champion. But Fulton just he was just on fire. He was just on top. He just listen. The problem about me and Fulton is the following. All right, I've been underestimating Fulton since he's fought Angelo Leo. No, Angelo Leo is gonna really, I'm gonna break down and this and that. There goes my insight. Then there goes my boy Brandon Figueroa. Come on. Mm-hmm. Although I still have an asterisk on that Brandon Figueroa. I don't know about you guys.
Because you were so impressed with the win?
However,
hey,
on this fight, I was leaning more to Fulton. I was giving it to Fulton. I think Fulton does have what it takes to be undisputed champion, and I think we're probably going to see an amazing 122-pounder, guys. But this is not the excitement I get with the 122. The 122 will be on fire, and then someone out there below, in the floor below, that we'll be talking about him soon, ladies and gentlemen. No one's got this kid even in their top 5 in the pound for pound, and I see those pound for pound lists. I see them moving, shifting around. Well, we'll break it down later on. But yes, that's the interesting thing. The era of the undisputed and the era of those little low classes being able to fight each other and, create mega fights and excitement for us.
Man, I love that. And I want to get to this comment real quick, man. Shout out to the Shoe Shine, man. We got a celebrity in the house, man. Philly Irish, woo, in the house, man. Fulton is the only one that can beat the monster. He's talking about Inoue. If you guys are wondering,
that's a fair assessment because,
bro, it is.
It is a fair assessment because you know what they always say: the bigger skilled guy will always beat the smaller skilled guy, and monster would have to move up. The chances of that happening, though, hey, they're not as far fetched as some would have you believe because Fulton is affiliated with PBC, and then the Monster is affiliated with Top Rank. They've done deals in the past. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury comes to mind. Tyson Fury, the Monster against Stephen Fulton is definitely something that moves the needle amongst the boxing masses. Does it translate over to the mainstream casual fan? Probably not. But no, let me just say for sure not. It doesn't translate over. Yeah. But for the boxing world, for the boxing community, it's if it's placed at the right location, I think it can make business sense for both promotional companies to take a look at it. Who would win that fight? I mean, I'm nowhere near trying to make a prediction for that yet.
I don't think we can. Remember that right now, Steve Fulton has to first of all fight the other champ, the WBA super champ, and also the IBF, and that's MJ. That's a very tough fight.
So does Monster. He has Paul Butler to fight.
Paul Butler, yeah, exactly. He's getting about Paul Butler, and that's going to happen. So I mean, there's still fights happening. Anything can happen in the fight. We might see a MJ and the Monster, right? Who knows? But I think right now Fulton has. He's got the ball in his court, excited to see him grow like that and unified, and now possibly soon to be an undisputed.
I mean, the table's definitely set for that to happen. I definitely agree, and I've been very high on Stephen Fulton, and I'll go ahead and say it. I had Brandon Figueroa winning a close 7-5 fight.
I had it close. That's why I say asterisk.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a knock on Stephen. In fact, I had a greater appreciation of him because he was fighting in a style that benefited Brandon Figueroa. But I thought like when he fights at mid range and at distance, I mean he boxes so well. And the way he does. The thing that I appreciate more especially after watching the Haney Kambosos fight is like when he gets out of the pocket, he's still doing exchanges, and he's getting better of those exchanges, and his footwork and his positioning. I just think that he has just superior footwork than anybody in those lower divisions. But it's going to be that Masvidal fight is going to be top notch. So Hopper, my thoughts, brother. But what are your thoughts on Fulton? I mean, are we overselling, underselling? Are you drinking the Kool-Aid, or at least?
Well, I kind of agree with you guys. I did have the Brandon Figueroa fight. I did have Brandon the winner. I thought Brandon displayed he's not the most technically sound fighter, but his chin and his heart and his volume, his work rate, his punch rate, I thought he won the fight. But Stephen Fulton, he dominated this past Saturday in a way that I honestly thought Daniel Roman was going to put up a much more stern test. Honestly, I'm not completely shocked that Stephen Fulton did this, but I am surprised. I am very surprised. And no, I don't think we're overrating him, man. And hopefully we get to see hopefully we get to see some of the fight that we want. But we can't complain too much with a lot of the undisputed fights happening this year.
No, man, we're in the undisputed era, brother.
Undisputed era.
Damn.
Fantastic. The only thing we need is Tyson Fury to come out of retirement, right? Apparently. No, we don't. Come on, undisputed heavyweight.
Who's retiring now, Gringo? Anybody?
I know, right? Tell us.
Is Monster retiring? Nonito Donaire?
Yeah, let's go. This is a great segue. Let me get these comments first. Nando Yamas. I need these talented fighters to not just outbox, but to also for the kill. Haney Fulton. That's fair.
I mean, that's.
He had him.
I get it. I understand it. I get it. I understand it. You want to see blood. You want to see blood.
Well, we don't. It's not that we want to see blood.
The boxers want to win.
I know. I get it. But it's a safe win. It's a safe, secure win. You already have the guy. You took a couple of punches, and it really didn't do a whole lot, right? Take some risk, and I get it. You want to secure the fight, but you gotta.
Just
have to
win,
be aggressive.
Baby. Just win.
I got it.
No, but I'm with Nando, man. I want violence. It is boxing. Chicano Prophet El Chile in the house.
El Chile. Gringo's favorite. He loves the Chile.
I do. All right. So Nando Yamas again. Shakur may have turned the corner with that. I hope more KOs, please, if you don't mind. Nando Yamas again. Salute Drew and Chicano in the house. The man, the myth, the legend is still in the house, or at least he was when he wrote this. Philly Irish Drew from Shoeshine. I had Fulton winning 8-4. Brandon threw more, but didn't land, and Fulton landed more effective punches. That's the thing, man. A lot of the judges did see. A lot of people see it like that, and that's the thing. Like it's one of those fights.
A lot of swing rounds.
Yeah, I mean it's
because of fight. Because it's a close fight. Yeah.
Fury has come out of.
It's an inside joke we have, Philly Irish Drew, where Gringo wants to retire everyone. Anybody that fights is.
Everyone that takes a severe loss or an embarrassing loss.
Yeah, even sometimes when they win.
Yeah, even when they win. If they win,
maybe he don't retire people. Maybe he don't retire people that actually just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. He'll probably say, hey, Cotto will be back.
Yeah, it's my superpower, Drew. It's my superpower. You never know when they're going to go and come. They can always come back in a different weight class, too.
Yeah.
So,
wait a second. I know we don't have this an agenda, but I just want to shout out, man, amazing Joe Cordenas knockout. It won't be knockout of the year because we got other fights, but my God, what he did to Okagawa, it was amazing. What a punch! I was like, boom. Not sure if you guys watched it, but it was.
I watched. Yeah, you shared the brother. Remember you told us we had.
Yeah, you shared it with us.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. And we said, man, you oversold that. No, playing.
We said,
it was amazing. Speaking of amazing, talking about overselling, that's what we're getting ready to do right now. We are hype. You are hype. Inoue. Moving on to Inoue versus Donaire 2. What'd you guys think of that one? Holy smokes. Man, hold up. Rachel Donaire won't let him retire, but he keeps fighting. And you know what? I'll go and say right now, before I reach out to my brothers, the way this fight played out, honestly, is how I thought it was going to play out, 2019. I'm just being real. Like, the accuracy, the precision of the punches, not just the fact, but like the way the closing of the deal of Inoue is something sensational, and he's just explosive, man. It's just
monster.
He's the monster. Hopper, what's your thoughts, brother? Take us away. For those that did not see it, you missed something. Even the most respectful, quietest crowd in the world, the Japanese crowd, was fired up like only they can be.
Like they were clapping exuberantly.
Well, he's the idol over there now.
I remember watching that thing. The crowd is wild.
Murata who?
They were no, but this was a shocker, man. And the monster Inoue just destroyed him. I mean, systematically destroyed him. And Donito Donaire came out and said that was the hardest he's ever been hit with, that he wasn't completely back. I'm talking about the knockdown at the end of the first round.
Right.
He said that was the hardest he's ever been hit. And it was pretty much over after that. And I think as much all the credit to the monster. He's a talented guy, top 5 pound for pound. And a lot of people, I hear a lot of people talking about Donito Donaire should retire, should consider retiring. I think that's he did just perform. He schooled Garaballo.
And no one expected to do.
He clowned him. Like, I mean, it was a. And then I just think that speaks to the level of where Inoue is at, the class at the Donito Donaire. Because in the first fight, he shattered his face. I mean, he broke his orbital bone, broke his nose. So the Donito Donaire, he put up a hell of a fight. And I think, how I always say, for the rematch, the better skilled, more technical fighter, the better fighter is always going to win the rematch. More times than not, he's going to adjust. And this is exactly what happened. Donito Donaire, he weren't playing the games. He may have overlooked Donito. The monster, he may have overlooked Donito in the first fight. He definitely didn't do it in this time.
Yeah, you could tell he definitely didn't want to keep him around, for any reason. He wanted to close the show quickly. He saw what the results could be. He took way more damage than he needed to, and he knows the danger of fighting Donaire because that left hook is legendary. One thing that I've always been admired, obviously the longevity of his career, but has there ever been a fighter that had the longevity and moved down? Donaire is just something special. So, I mean, I know a joke about retirements a lot, but I do want him to go out on his own terms, and whatever he decides is whatever he decides. Manny, what's your thoughts, brother, on the fight in Inoue? Manny, what's your thoughts?
I'm super high on this kid. Let me tell you something, though. I really enjoy getting up again in the morning. Actually didn't have a lot of sleep. Able to watch, more than half of the cards. They weren't that great. But, there's boxing early in the morning, something different. My nice coffee, then head out to work. And it was an exciting day at work as well because, I was pumped from the beginning. And this is what boxing does to us boxing junkies and to those casuals that are actually converting a little bit. I get it. Don't get disappointed with all the BS crap that happens behind the scene and all that. Just enjoy the soap opera, because the soap opera is about getting these guys in championships and bringing the biggest fights, and sometimes happen, sometimes don't. The problem is they're forgetting about the lower classes. And in the lower classes, just like Tyson put, if you haven't seen the video, go out there and watch the video about Tyson talking about the monster. This is a fucking SOB. Where's that power coming from? 118 fucking pounds and doing what he's doing at that level? Oh, yeah, I'm going to hear it a lot. Where's the resume? Who he has fought? I mean, come on, guys. Problem is you guys have never been paying attention to those class weights. You've been paying attention to the 135, to the 147, to the heavyweights, right? Down there, he has been grinding and working his ass off, fighting with every champion, trying to accomplish something. There's not a kid, there's not a 118 pounder right now that you can see the power of Inoue. And not only that, how humble it is. And he said it clearly. He kind of messed me up. All right. And that is a scar, and that is something that will be there for me forever.
Yep.
And I'm going to come back, and I'm going to do what I have to do. And he did just that. I didn't have him knocking him down that quickly. But when I had him a little bit later because I knew he was more powerful than Nonito. But I love the fact that how they start. Nonito is a guy that he has given us so much. He's not a guy that tries to grab or tied up too much or run away or no, he's a guy that takes, brawls, takes punches, counter punches as well. And he was doing just that, but you could see every punch he get from Inoue. It was as strong as it was like really, really like he really felt it. And I think like he started to giving us some action. The same thing happened in the first one. And you could really see, I mean, I was just like, wow. This is probably going to go out sooner than later. Here are all us brothers, we're texting, messaging in the early morning. My God, did you see that? Oh, wow, boom, this is done. And so, this is what we want. And I've been always saying this kid's going to be something sensational. No one really wants to really, give him, what he accomplished, at this particular time. They want to see him fighting more people, but he has. He has. A lot of people argue what after Jamal fought twice against Rosado. He has to be. I mean, Rosado against Castaño. Oh, he has to be a different level. Those are tough fights. Yeah, that's been one of the toughest fights. As a matter of fact, rematch as well on top of that. Mm-hmm. So why not give it to the guy that has done the same against someone that still has something? I don't know if he's going to retire. I hope not. I don't think he'll become a gatekeeper yet. I think he probably no need to move out. And if he's got 2 more fights left, and that happens before those 2 fights, Nonito can actually be back in contention. If he decides to quit and give it all, amazing career. It is a boxer that I truly enjoy fighting. It was very hard for me to think about who do I want to root. The Filipino community has another super mega star future Hall of Famer, and that's going to be Nonito. But the monster Inoue, that is the fucking real monster.
No, definitely. Another thing is just real quick is that a lot of with Nonito Donaire, him and his wife, they have a unique relationship. She's the trainer. She's very manager, wife, obviously the mother of his kids. She came out and
baby mama,
yeah. Said that
he got my baby mama right here.
Hey.
She says I'm my wife.
Hey, yo. So she could talking about Rachel now. She said that he can make 115. What do you guys think about that? Nonito Donaire.
Losing what, another 3 pounds?
Going down more. He's about to be 40 years old.
Man, no, that's a recipe for a disaster. That's a recipe for
to go down to what, to 112? 112 is it?
115.
I mean,
115.
There's no way to gauge him. I mean, wherever he's come up, what we want for Nonito Donaire, he's what, 42-7 or something like that, 7 losses. He's already up in age. Bro, just go out and you should make another fight. Farewell tour. You've proven yourself to this game. There's nothing left you need to give to this sport. You've done
to Gallo Estrada. I mean, to those guys that are down
money.
there, I don't think so. I don't think it's worth right now.
Go out however you want to go out, Nonito. Just
go out
with. Don't take a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's basically
enjoy the money, enjoy accomplishments.
I was kind of surprised by those comments, but again, fighters and their teams and their camps, their mindset is totally different, and how they look at things is totally different.
Absolutely.
So I just thought it was kind of worth mentioning, so I did. Nando Llamas in the house. Could Inoue be like Pac? Talking about Pac-Man.
Well, I mean, even Tyson. Tyson said it. Tyson said it clearly in one of his last podcasts. He said this guy is as good as even better from Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao name will be remembered, but Inoue will be bigger than Pacquiao. According to him, of course, I'm not sure if it was smoking or doing something, but it was a very interesting podcast. Yeah, it was a very interesting podcast. I enjoy it. Tyson, and we love him so much. But he's high hope on this kid. He's like, what? He's just mesmerized. He's like, what the fuck am I seeing here? And which is fine. A lot of us feel that way when we see the monster.
No, I mean, that's fair. And, I'm never, ever going to question what Mike Tyson thinks. So if he sees something, it's not Mikey Garcia.
Hey, hey, Nando, what about the crazy news today? Potentially Shakur Navarrete. We were talking about that before we got on, before we went live.
Yeah.
We were talking about Shakur Navarrete.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
Yeah, it'll be crazy.
Crazy, awesome. Chicano Prophet. He called the
shot.
Just like in all the marriages.
Mama's the boss.
Yeah.
Right?
Not touching that one.
Hopper's looking sideways like she's not there. She's not there.
He's gonna pull the plug on
Brownie points.
Brownie points.
Gotta love it. And Donna Yama says, "Give me Casamayor fight. I'd love the bad blood." Yeah, you know what? That is true. Hey, yo, what's up?
Dímelo.
Hey,
Papá de los pollitos. What's up, D?
Oh yeah. So yeah, man, it's going down, and we're gonna keep this thing going because I'm sure a lot of people came in here to see you guys debate and talk about Edgar Berlanga and what he is and what he isn't. But before we get to it, I just want to ask real quick, who are you guys most excited to see this weekend? We're gonna start with Hopper first because he's clearly engaged on the show right now. So, Hopper, who are you most excited to see this weekend fight, and why?
Well, honestly,
please.
I'm not really excited to see any of them this weekend. But it's boxing, so I'm definitely going to be tuning in. I'm definitely going to be watching. But I'm probably going to be checking out Jaime Munguia as well. I mean, because honestly, all right, we got both of these guys, Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga. They're both 25 years old.
Yep.
Jaime Munguia is 39-0.
Yep.
Edgar Berlanga is 19-0.
That's true. So
one of those guys, I would think, is probably a hype job, and the other guy is probably also very protected. So,
God damn.
So I'm gonna shoot both of them. So yeah, that's right.
So the guy that's ready, you don't want to get. They don't want to put him ready, and the guy that's not ready yet, you want to make him fucking ready.
Right, there you go.
That is fucking ridiculous.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think. The guy that's ready, Jaime Munguia, is 25, 39-0. I don't know what the hell. He's never fought a southpaw. They don't want to let him fight for a championship. Edgar Berlanga, he's 25, he's 19-0. All hype, bro. I'm sorry. He's just right now at this point in his career. It is what it is. They were promoting the hell out of his first round knockouts. He's they're gonna go very, very slowly with Edgar Berlanga, which is a shame because he's already 25. I mean, Canelo at that age was fighting Floyd Mayweather. And I mean, if you're trying to compare, so that's my line. I'm sticking to it.
Hey, man, we appreciate and we love you for it, brother. So appreciate those words. So, Manny, clearly our brother Hopper doesn't care about boxing as much as he pretends he does. So, who are you excited to see this weekend? Unfortunately, the brother behind you, our other brother from another mother, wasn't able to make it because he's sick. I did see he was at his sister's graduation. Shout out to her.
See, Xander would have been able.
Yeah, Xander, that would have changed the whole thing, right?
The whole thing, right?
Hell yeah, bro.
That'll change the whole thing.
But he's not.
You better, bro.
But he's not. And our other brother, Listo was supposed to be fighting and supposed to be on the DAZN card.
His fight got canceled too.
His fight got canceled. I'm like, what is happening? So, damn.
Supposedly, his dad posted something on Facebook about opponents pulling out.
Yeah. I think six opponents, and all of them did not fall through in them, but they're about to do something against the Golden Boy around there.
I didn't even answer. To answer your question, if you put a gun to my head, the person I'm excited to see this weekend is probably Munchie LeBron. Honestly, over Berlanga and Jaime Munguia. Yeah, call me a hater. I said it.
Man, I'm going to go ahead and use that as a clip. So you're most excited to see a technically sound boxer from Puerto Rico over Jaime Munguia. I love this clip, and I'm going to use it for the rest of my life.
Clip it. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I mean, I'm fine.
So I'm good. I mean, my Puerto Rican brothers.
There's so much hate.
Like others here.
Oh, he's referring to me. If you're wondering.
I'm talking about you.
That is me. Man. Who are you most excited to see this weekend, brother?
I'm excited to see this weekend that Puerto Rican card, man. 9 fights, 8 of them will be all Puerto Ricans, starting and leading the pack, in which she actually did her first pro debut. Cristina Cruz, de Sidra, Puerto Rico. Fabian Gonzalez also will be fighting there. Omar Rosario, Capu Gonzalez, Josué Vargas, Carlos Purín Caraballo, que nos ha dado a nosotros mucha batalla. Sí, he had a loss in one of his fights. He actually did come back. I think it was a little bit of a mistake that he did. He got caught up with a lot of punches, but he's got a
Carlos
chin.
Caraballo, that's the guy that fought Sultan, right? Jonas Sultan.
Yep. Yeah. And it was a very interesting fight, very good fight. And then you got the co-main event.
Just that chin, with this kind of chin, let him down a little bit.
Yeah, it almost kind of makes me think because I don't know, maybe he should move up. When I see somebody's chin struggling that much, like maybe they're a little weight drained. That's just yeah, maybe.
Yeah, man, that might be worse. No, what do you think? Yeah.
Well, if he can't hold up, well, maybe you're right. I mean, he can't go any further. I don't know. I'm trying to help a brother out, but you know what? Omar Rosario is going to be fighting this weekend, correct?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
I love Omar fights. He's a boxer puncher. really aggressive, great ring gentlemanship, and has a great IQ in the ring, and he knows how to close the show. Extremely aggressive. He's vulnerable, and he takes chances. He gets hit to hit you back.
He's one of the hidden gems from top ranks right now, to be honest, if you ask me. I mean, it'll take some time to get developed, to get bigger fights, but they're guiding them well.
Yeah,
they're throwing some good stuff out there.
No, definitely.
Top Rank is heavily invested in the Puerto Rican.
And that was the case with Fabian Gonzalez. Fabian, young, talented kid. I mean, he's still got a lot to learn. He's got a great stable in the sniper gym over there with Luis Espada and also with Raza. And guess what? They gave him a very tough fight against Luna last time, two undefeated. And, he came out with the loss that night. And he's back. This is his first fight back. Co-main event, Henry Lebron. And then, of course, yes, Edgar Berlanga, everyone's trying to talk about and trying to hate all across the board. I get it. All of you suckers came up. It's like the crypto money. You all came up on top, and then it went down, right? And now you're disappointed. You are freaking disappointed because you came in with the hype. And the hype, yeah, it's the same thing that happened to fucking Wilder. How many knockouts had Wilder? 40 fights. Everyone was hyped in the Wilder. Everyone was like, he's the god and he's an everything. I mean, that is part of how they manage your career. He was destroying people in the first round. A lot of people got into the Berlanga bandwagon when it was like 7, 8, 9, 10. Here it goes. And then you got the other ones who's starting to learn about Berlanga, and we already knew where he was coming. We were talking about him. We were saying the same shit every week when we talk about Berlanga. This guy needs some time. He needs to develop at the later rounds. He's getting smarter. When we finished the show last time he fought, I said this specifically. There's a couple of things Berlanga has wrong. Just go ahead to archive, watch our show, pull it out, and you see I'm not talking BS. I said Berlanga needs a couple of things. Stop the ego. Get that crap out of that hype. Number 2, you need to go back to the basic, to the fundamentals in boxing. What are those? If you don't know, as supposedly a boxing fan, what are the fundamentals in boxing, then you're not a fan at all, or I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But you got to go back to the stamina, the running, and he just did that. So we are seeing him, right, doing the things that we feel. And it's not that he listened to me. I guess he's got a training camp that's actually helping him get developed. Today he got interviewed today in the press conference, and the way he spoke was a little bit different from last time, right? A lot of weight in his shoulder, but he actually said, you know what? Yes, I get it. I got 16-0 in the first round, but I knew I needed to prove myself in the distance. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm learning as I go. The opponents keep coming up and increasing. And this is what you guys are wanting. This is what you guys are preaching and talking about. Oh, we want to see Bergana with better opposition. Isn't the opponent getting a little bit tougher and tougher?
I think it probably did this. Look,
it has not
a little bit. Just like it's like crypto, like you said, like the crypto. It's just
it has not dipped, Hopper. When you fight 2 champions, you're not consider anything. Angulo fought. I know, I get it. He's 38 years old, but he is fought. All right. Zurdo Ramirez got beat. Get it. And look at the fight against Benavides. Isn't it a step up on an opponent? Come on. You know better than that, right? This is what we're looking for. Okay? Oh, no. But we want him to knock out in the first round. If he doesn't knock him out in the first round, he's no good. I get it. He needs more boxing skills too. The problem about this is that he has tagged himself as the chosen one, and that has not been digested very well into a lot of people. And it's not that they come in and hate, it's that I want to believe, but he doesn't have the skills of other boxers. Give him some time. This is a much better opponent in Angulo. All right, it's going to be tested. He could be tested back again. Maybe he'll go for a unanimous decision. Maybe he goes split decision. Maybe knockout. But if it goes to the decision, he's who he thought he was. He's hooked. But they don't think about that the opponents he's getting, they're slightly better than anything else. Y'all whine about this crap, and when we get it, you still whine. What the crap?
All right.
I guess. But, Angulo, all right, he fought Benavides and he fought Solo, but he won a total of 1 round against both of those guys.
But who are they, bro? Who are they?
No, they're great fighters, of course.
Okay, thank you.
You won 1 round against them.
At least he's not fighting an taxi driver's son.
I'm gonna dial it back a little bit on Edgar Berlanga, and I will reserve judgment for Sunday's show, and we'll pick it up there again.
That's fair. So we'll say we'll put it on pause. So as of right now, Manny, you say that there's hope and potential in what you're seeing because you feel like the trajectory is a normal one and people have put expectations surpassing on where he's at because you see a trajectory moving forward where Hopper, maybe not so much, but you want to kind of wait and see if he goes ahead and run through Angulo, then you'll be like, you know what? I'll reassess. But as of right now, you're not.
No, and he's probably going to say, you know what? Okay, I see that. Let's see the next fight. And that's acceptable.
Is that what you're going to do, Hopper? You don't know. It depends on.
It's probably most likely.
Exactly
that's the way it's going to do, regardless of the outcome.
Regardless of whatever happens. All right, well, let's see what it does in this next fight.
But the positive that I'm seeing here, guys, is I see someone that understands, the major areas he needs to improve. Even he has changed his whole entourage. He is gone. He's more, hanging out more with, legends. In Puerto Rico, training, running, establishing himself, and touching base on the foundation when it comes to boxing. And so if you would see him back, just living the highlight and doing like, Andy Reese when he won the belts and doing like all the other ones in Kambosos.
Like Teofimo
Lopez. I get it, but I think the kid is working his way up. Problem is, it's a nice rice and bean that looks good with a steak, and when you taste it, it's not that tasty for you. I get it,
brother.
This is not the plate for everyone. This is not the entree for everyone. I know Sean will eat anything, but you know what?
Wow,
you might not like it, and that's fine.
Anything you said.
Hey yo,
hey,
nasty boy.
I chihuahuas. So here's the thing, brothers. All right, so I'll go ahead and say for me, here's a little hype video.
From San Juan, Puerto Rico, and representing Brooklyn, big shot, again he goes down, and this fight is over. What a display of power! Henry LeBron!
Oh, nice hook, and there we go. The fight is over.
The thing that makes it so unique to me that kind of stands out is, and I think that's where a lot of the, let's call it resentment. I don't know, maybe that might be too strong, but I think trajectory is on par to me. If you look at it on paper, it is on par with a lot of other fighters. He had some slip ups. And if you look at, it's not just when you do it, but what you do, but it's when you do it. If you look at when the trajectory, like when he went to like another level, is like Berlanga was a king of the bubble, man. Like during the bubble, Thursday nights, man, we know we were hooked on that, man. And so that's when he had a lot of success and he was really kind of, really taking off and I'm a fucking monster and all that. So as of right now, I know, Manny, you see hope. Hopper, you see you kind of on a wait and see.
No, he's hype.
You see hype. So I'll go ahead and say for me right now, he's hype because he's surpassing his abilities as far as like the way they're promoting him. Anytime, let's be honest, exactly, I was more looking forward to Xander. And when they removed him from the card, I was like, damn, I wish they would promote him more, but I get it, for people like the knockouts, like the bigger weight classes. And, I understand. Even Xander, who we've talked to before, said that, man.
Have we? Name drop.
Well, yeah, I guess. No, but he said he doesn't know why that Berlanga gets kind of a bad rap. He's such a good guy. He's a really humble guy. And, you should get to know him. Well, I probably will never.
He's going to say that. I mean, he's going to say that about his bro,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I don't say that about Gringo, though. I just tell everybody he's a douche. So,
but that's true, though. That's true.
It's good, man. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and I know he does. He could be, he could present himself as that, but it's not his fault. He got all hyped up.
No,
listen to the sound of the fucking announcers. Listen to how they build it up for 16, but no one really came up and said the opponents are, minus D. Keep in mind that. Hold on, right? No one said that in any of those freaking fights.
That's a great joke.
Everyone believed the fucking bullshit. I get it. It's a big hype. It's a big hype.
Yeah,
and based on that, but a hype with a potential that you guys, because you guys break it down and you guys understand that it's being developed to something. Why? Because the conversation of Canelo came in sometime last year. Every boxer is gonna say out there the best, you know, they're the best. That I can beat this guy, that I can beat that guy. Look at freaking Raleigh Royce Romero. You know,
Yeah,
he got run over by a truck the other day. And all that bullshit he talked about. Everyone believed it. Is that hype? Just do your DD.
Well,
I mean, let the kids get developed. That's all I'm asking. I'm not telling you to jump to hype.
No,
and watch and see. But don't come on the boat later on. I'm gonna clip this one.
I already know you're not gonna be on the boat. There's no doubt about that. I know I'm not on the boat. I eat too much. But I will say this, because I do agree with my brother D-Style on this one. I'm pulling for him, man. Irregardless of how I sound, he's good for boxing. I know that's probably going to get me banned from a lot of shows. You know,
no, you're not. You're saying the right thing.
And not only that, I want the KO streak to come back.
I want the KO too, but I don't want it in the first round. I don't want it in the first round.
No, I don't want to. That's the thing. How about that? What about that, Manny? Do you want another streak to start again, or like do you see that as a negative? You want to see him boxing?
I want people to. I want people to see. I want to see for myself those skills that we've heard in the past. They have said to him. They have said, a lot of people have said, even our buddy, our source, the man, the meat, the legend, Conor Loco has said, listen, he's got a lot of mature experience. We had him when Berlanga was about to 10 KOs or 11 KOs or something like that in the first round. He said he could go the distance. And he even said it perfect. He says, when the opposition starts being tougher, he's going to find himself in where he needs to now reshift his mode of a power puncher and become a more skilled boxer. He's got to have head movements. He doesn't have any of that stuff. It's the same thing with Tito. Tito was successful with his left hook, but he never had a lot of head movements. And Berlanga is not a complete 100% skill boxer. He needs to work on certain areas to get there. Let them work. If the knockout comes, great. And I'm glad that hype of the knockout is done, because you can't focus on that. He's been trying too much for the last 3 fights to get a knockout, and that's why he's in the position he's right now.
Man,
but don't think I'm all just bashing Edgar Berlanga, because I think the same thing about Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia is one of the most protected fighters that out there going. Oscar just we all got excited when we heard that there was a possibility of him fighting Jamal.
Wait, hold on,
we knew it wasn't gonna happen, man.
Hold on, man. We got some words of wisdom. Actually, he wants to talk right now, and we want to hear from Oscar De La Hoya right now. Breaking news.
It's the same bullshit. I mean, it's hiding behind Al Heyman. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. I'm asking these fighters, hey, if you really want to fight, then don't stop saying that talk to my promoter, my manager. No, you have the voice, the power to make the fight happen. Ryan Garcia wants to fight Tank Davis. Jaime wants to fight Charlo. We want to go after the very best.
I think Oscar's full of shit. I'm sorry. He's my boy, and I love him. I love his career and everything. He's a great eye for the sport. Pero pues, I think Oscar's a little full of it, man. I think Golden Boy and PBC, they just how to say it in the streets, they just don't fucks with each other, man. Golden Boy and PBC they don't. There's resentment, and there's that whole Richard Schaefer coup where he took all the Golden Boy fighters and took them to the PBC, and they just don't do business with each other. It's just Oscar doesn't have to feed us this BS. I mean, do we want to see the fights? Yeah, but it's I guess off the top of my head, I can't even remember the last time a Golden Boy fighter fought somebody from the PBC. You guys?
Damn, that's a good one. Shit.
Might have to research that, like dig deep.
Yeah, I dig deep. Any division, men and women, like
anybody.
Wow.
Like, think about it. When was a Golden Boy fighter ever fought a PBC fighter? Like, not even.
I got to think about that one. I'm sure on the undercard if we look.
I'm sure there are. But
anybody in the comments, if you point it out for us, please.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's definitely a frustrating thing. Like when I hear that, two guys that I think have very similar challenges as far as their career. Edgar Berlanga is seen as being overhyped, but trajectory, if you look at it, is pretty much on par where it needs to be with a lot of the fighters, especially in this era of boxing. Jaime Munguia, that's where I do get frustrated.
They're both 25. They're both 25,
He's a boxer
right?
that has everything: the skills, the power, youth. Yeah, still right now. Have we seen him at his peak? We don't know yet because he hasn't fought I mean, Rosado was the only one that it was kind of tested a little bit. I guess that's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things though. Like since
Gabe Rosado. Michael Sullivan was like 30-3.
Yeah, and
then
it was
Saddam Ali was over. He wasn't supposed to be in that way. Liam Smith, but
there's so many different things that are frustrating as far as like Jaime Munguia. I mean, because you see the the talent there. Is it raw? Yeah, but there's definitely talent. They're following the Mexican fight fan base has his back. He's from Tijuana. He has a legend, one of my favorite fighters, Eric Morales.
Is his trainer.
And he had said it. This is the future of boxing. Even our friend, la fotógrafa de la gente, Esmeralda. Maybe we need to bring her in and say, hey, listen. I mean, what's going on, right?
I want her to beat my ass. No, but I mean, honestly, I'm just speaking from the heart. As a fan, I'm not from Mexico. I'm just a fight fan. Just a brother from Texas, and I'm extremely frustrated about this career. So, like, let's kind of throw it out there. Which career for you guys has been more frustrating? To me, versus Edgar Berlanga, the chosen one, or Jaime Munguia? For me, Jaime Munguia by a landslide. Like the trajectory of the career and where it's going right now. He's at 160, but having
he's gonna fight at 160. It's the one-off though. He's at 154, right?
No, he's at 160.
No, he's at 160. He's 160. He's actually ranked he's number 2 by the WBA behind Chris Eubank. And then he's also ranked number 1 with the WBC, which is exactly what people wanted to see him and Charlo. So
yeah, he's at 160.
Yeah, so I know there's been issues where I think it was the last fight where Jaime Munguia like passed out after the weigh-in. He's a big kid.
He was tired.
Against Ballard, Demetrius Ballard.
So he took a nap right after the weigh-in, like right there in front of everybody. Which, hey, you gotta do what you got to do. But
it's a dehydration, then most likely. Then he's not capable of making the weight probably, and
he needs to move up. That's what I'm saying. So like, decide on what weight class he needs to be in. Get these fights that are potential, and talk about a total debacle of what happened. So since Oscar did broken news and he shared with us, and it's not putting complete blame on him because we know that promoters, it's a two-way street as far as like they both have to be able to communicate, both have to get the negotiation to go through. Things fell apart, and how it all played out. The Charlo fight seemed like a slam dunk. Like it seemed like a fight we'd be getting ready to have in a few weeks, because the plans were supposed to have it. But that's a whole nother thing. Charlo, the Selecki fight, I got postponed. How ironic. But anyway, as far as like the negotiations, they played out pretty strange because usually the PBC, for all their maneuvering, is usually behind the scenes. They usually just announce fights. They don't talk about we're in negotiations. So that seemed weird, but they put it out there, and it seemed like, from my perspective, that it seemed like a fair deal. They were pretty much getting ready to cross the finish line, and things fell apart. And another weird part about it is that they thought they were still negotiating, and then they see Oscar De La Hoya, similar to the clip that we showed, announced on social media that, oh yeah, we've already moved out of that. We're not going to do that. We're going to go over Carlos Cannon, the mandatory, to fight Charlo, which I thought was weird. Like, why not just negotiate and fight Charlo? Why go to his mandatory? Then the Carlos Cannon fight fell apart. They said it doesn't matter. We got a better fight. We got a fight versus Daniel Jacobs. That's going to be a better fight for him. That fight fell apart. And so now they're fighting Jim Kelly from the Buffalo Bills. So, I mean, shout out to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
But how the hell? I mean,
no, Nando, he's fighting super middleweight.
Yeah,
he's fighting at the weight division above his normal weight.
Yeah.
He's fighting at 168.
168.
That's what I'm in there. My bad. I was off the by division.
No, not at all, man. So to me, the potential, the ability, the marketability, and all fighters aren't going to be designed to be great boxers and sweet science and not get hit. Some guys just go in there and fight and scrap, and that's what makes him exciting. I mean, he's a fighter that, we talk about inviting friends over and casuals. We have that potential with him as far as like, that's what I thought potentially the Jamal Charlo versus Jaime Munguia fight would have been. I thought that would have been that turning point. Jamal's not finding anybody. So that would have been a great fight.
How are they attracting these guys money? How are they capitalizing and maximizing? It's an asset that it doesn't make money. That's why, Top Rank couldn't do much shit with Crawford. It was just not making the money that, and so when is it enough? And why would you continue to have these guys not taking opportunity for X or Y reason, and then you throwing some shit here, you there, or there. I mean, you're right, Gringo. Gringo is absolutely right. The worst disappointing career at this particular time is Munguia. Why? Because he's ready. So people ask me, Manny, when do you think Berlanga might get shot for a title? It won't be for more than a year or so. Munguia can go for a title like ASAP, like tomorrow. Charlo, that fight got canceled, whatever. Hey, but why don't we go make this happen? There's a lot of money to be made in there, and it's just all this bullshit behind the scenes that don't try to explain it to a casual. They won't. Munguia, by far, one of the worst right now frustrating careers in boxing.
Yeah, hands down for me. It's extremely frustrating, and it's.
You feel the same way, Hopper?
It's I'm totally at a loss. I mean, it's not even close. Honestly,
it's embarrassing, really.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you as far as like how they just let this kind of fall apart.
Shenanigans go.
Yeah, I mean it's a sad state. Quick comment, and then we'll go ahead and get the final thoughts. Nando Llamas in the house, baby. PBC Showtime can't just snatch up Munguia or Ryan and include the Golden Boy Promotions in the zone. It's kind of funny because talking about crazy things that De La Hoya said. He said he can't wait to sell Golden Boy Promotions for a billion. De La
Hoya's all over the place, man.
He's on coke again. He's on Coca-Cola. All right, so final thoughts. Hopper, what's up, brother?
Final thought. Go back to Devin the Dream Haney, baby boy. Hey, he put on a masterclass performance. I don't care what Manny and Gringo have to say. It wasn't boring. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the dominance. I enjoyed the boxing, the technical aspect of the sweet science of hitting and not getting hit. Devin Haney put on a massive performance with his footwork, his defense, his jab, his tricky cross that he would sneak in. Shout out to Devin Haney, man. Shout out to Damian Lillard for flying all the way to Australia and showing support for the American fighters. So way to go, Devin. I'm rooting for you, brother.
Man, I love that. Great stuff. Manny Marrero, what's up?
Oh yeah, man. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I am celebrating. Viva Puerto Rico, puñeta. Viva! This is our week. This is where we're shining. We're pimping. We're showing that we are here in the sport of boxing and outside. Great stuff happening in New York this week. I wish I could have been there, right? But I could. Miguel Cotto going in the Hall of Fame. That is spectacular. He gave us a lot of excitement throughout the years with his personalities, right? With everything that he brought to the sport. There you go. I knew he had to say something about that. But, more importantly, what he's doing right now with his promotion company. And guys, he's got two pupils that are ready to go, soon to be, right, champions. One of them is where I'm really hyping. I'm going to continue to say he's 4-0 with 3 knockouts. 105 pounds. He is the WBO Latin Championship, the fastest Puerto Rican in 4 fights to get a title like that. And he will be fighting soon. 2 more fights. He could be the next maybe, could be probably the next world champion. Along with a great battle that Danielito Zorrilla is going to have. Very tough fight next. Possibly that could lead him with a victory to a championship. So, guys, last year, 2 years ago, we were struggling to even get excited about Puerto Rican boxing. Y ahora los tenemos. Uno a la vez. Poco a poco, Sandel, I love you, Papi. You couldn't be there, but you know what? We got to love your support to you and your family. Stay safe, Papi. We will see you next. EnVivo!
Hey, Chihuahuas! Hell yeah. Man, much love. Just want to send a shout out again because my brother Manny said it so well. Just to point out, like, I forgot. Obviously, Cotto had a hell of a career, but man, he did his thing Puerto Rican weekend. Wow. I do have TKO.
That's the day he created.
Yeah, pretty much. Malinaji,
he created.
Judah, and I just saw the rematch.
I don't see Triple G's name on there though, right? No, I don't see them.
Well,
maybe another life.
Okay.
But I will just say, closing things out, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in, checking us out, and I'll go ahead and make a prediction that Berlanga is going to be more impressive than Jaime Munguia this weekend. I say, knocking out his opponent and looking like the bubble Berlanga. Hate to burst your bubble, bitches.
I got a 7-round knockout for Berlanga.
Here we go.
The first one. Give it on the 7. Give it out, shout out. And if it doesn't
happen, the hype jobs.
Very impressive. What do you
got?
All
right, guys. Have
What
a
do you
great
got,
night.
Hopper?
I got Berlanga winning a decision.
Decision. Bye.
All right, here we go. We are out. Thanks for tuning in.